Yo, what's up guys, Magpie here. The other day I was streaming twitch.tv/IHateMagpie, go check it out. I got done with Call of Duty, was a little bored, decided to watch some YouTube videos, and somebody said, hey, let's watch some criminal psychology videos. So I loaded up my favorite criminal psychology YouTuber, JCS Criminal Psychology, and he did a video on this absolute fucking goofball who spent almost $250,000 on a cam girl. Yeah, pretty fucking crazy. So make sure you watch the rest of the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
In mid-2018, 29-year-old Grant was unemployed, living rent-free in his parents' guest house in the rural village of Chuliota, Florida. He had not once lived on his own,
unemployed people
and had
have
recently been
virtual
kicked out
girlfriends.
of an anesthesiology school for lack of attendance, and also fired from a job as a nurse for stealing medication. It was around that time when he decided to experiment with the relatively new realm of online cam sites. These platforms differ from regular porn sites in that they are interactive. Instead of watching a pre-recorded video, users can solicit live performances from models in exchange for money. This allows individuals to watch whatever acts they want.
So this guy is spending money on, almost $250,000 on cam sites. That's crazy. She's probably a happy girl, man. She got a ton of money from this guy.
He browsed through multiple cam models, spending an average of 20 minutes on each one. Yet it was on the 5th of June when forensics discovered he came in contact with a performer who went by the stage name of Sylvie. And over the following 6 months, Grant would spend over $200,000 of his family's money on this one model.
Damn,
the entirety
man.
of his father's life savings that he had saved up from working as a pharmacist for over 30 years was gone. He had spent $60,000 from his brother's credit card and had also taken a $65,000 loan out on the house. When his family found out, instead of calling the police, Grant was sent to a behavioral rehabilitation facility for online porn addiction. When Grant got back from rehab on January 4th, his father presented him with a 2-page list of rules he was required to follow if he wanted to continue living at home. One of the conditions was that he cease all communication with Sylvia immediately, but it took just 3 weeks for the family to discover that he had broken the contract and with the model via Twitter. On January 24th, when Chad Amato got home from work, he reportedly confronted Grant over his disregard, and the two of them got into a heated argument which almost turned into a physical altercation. Grant was then kicked out of the house, and for the first time in his life, he was on his own. Shortly before 9 a.m. the next morning, police received a call from Cody Amato's girlfriend, alerting them that he had failed to show up to work that morning and hadn't responded to multiple phone calls.
That dad is a much better man than I am. If I fucking found out somebody spent almost $250,000 on a virtual girlfriend, especially my, this dude's probably in his late 20s, early 30s, I would 100%, that would be a physical altercation. Are you kidding me? What the hell is that? That is fucking crazy, dude.
They arrived at the residence at 9:17 a.m., and once knocks on the front door went unanswered, they were able to gain access with a knife via the back entrance. Chad, Margaret, and Cody Amato were all found lying dead on the floor with gunshot wounds to the head from a 9mm handgun. Grant became the immediate prime suspect, as a witness statement from Cody's girlfriend advised police of the confrontation that had occurred the night before, as well as the collection of bizarre circumstances that had led to that point. He was traced to a hotel in Orlando.
You're being cooperative, sir. We appreciate that.
What the fuck is he wearing, bro? What the hell? Hold on. This guy's wearing an all green jumpsuit in Miami. Is this guy a fucking leprechaun? This guy's a leprechaun. Only leprechauns wear green jumpsuits, and Italians, but I don't think he's Italian.
Now we know you don't have your weapons. We'll get those restraints off, buddy. We're confident you've been cooperative, everything's good, so we appreciate that very much. It goes a long ways.
He immediately agreed to accompany them to the police station and sit down for an interview. Reports stated that he wasn't made aware of his family's demise, nor was he advised as to what the purpose of the interview was for. Grant himself didn't once inquire, just reportedly sat silent in the back seat of an unmarked police car, staring out the window for the entire journey to the police station.
He knows what happened. This guy spent over $250,000 on a virtual girlfriend and then killed his entire family because they were mad at him for spending that. Which makes me think, too, by the way, like, not most people just have $250,000 laying around, okay? Not most people have $275,000 ready to spend on a naked girl behind a camera. So either his family's rich as shit and he's super spoiled and has just gotten everything he's wanted his whole life, or is he put his family into massive debt, which I don't think that's the case. because $275,000 is a lot of fucking debt. Like, you would have to do a lot of shit. That would be a lot of credit cards. But still, man, like, that is just mind-blowing to me. And then he kills his whole family because they yell at him for it? Like, what a fucking piece of shit.
I'll hold off on that.
Okay. Hi, I'm Eva.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm here.
Just to restate, he has not been told, nor given any insinuation as to why he is sitting inside an interrogation room, and has not once inquired himself.
Hey, we really appreciate you coming up here with us, and at any time...
Typical cops. Good cop, bad cop. That's what they're about to do to him.
Saying, just let me know, and we'll be happy to get you. My name is Danny Anderson, and I'm a deputy Seminole County Sheriff's.
The investigator's initial plan is to establish a friendly connection with the suspect, which can often be a highly effective tactical procedure to elicit a more detailed discourse. Yet on this occasion, something seems to get lost in the endeavor, which you'll just have to see for yourself when the time comes. This is one of the most fascinatingly aggravating interrogations to ever be released into the public domain.
So we just want to talk to you a little bit, and we'll get this in and out, be on our way. Okay? Full name?
My full name is Grant Tiernan Amato.
Amato, maybe he's Italian.
What is there any special nursing degree, what you do, or?
I mean, I have like other certifications. But I mean, with that, like, I primarily worked in the hospital for, I think, 5 or 6 years. Well, I was accused of grand theft of the third degree back in June of 2018. There was no...
Real quick, too. Okay, so A, he's accused of theft already. Not just any theft, grand theft, which I'm pretty sure is like above $5,000 or something like that. Like, that's grand larceny. So he's accused of grand theft as old job, right? And then his family, did they just like not look at their bank statements? Because how do you, like, $275,000 is a lot of fucking money, okay? That is most people make that in like 5 years, you know? Like, that's their salary over 5 years. $50,000, right, every year, probably $40,000 after taxes. It's going to take you almost half a decade to make that amount of money. So his family's either super rich and just never checks their bank statements, which is very possible if they have just a spare $275,000 laying around, or no, I don't know. Yeah, no, they must just be super rich, because you don't just not notice $275,000 just slipping away. That's just not something that happens. So he probably is just some spoiled little bitch who just grew up with everything and just stole a ton of money from his parents on a virtual girlfriend. Oh my god, dude, that's so crazy.
No evidence ever presented. All the charges were dropped. I had been applying for jobs for the last couple weeks. I'd gotten like 3 or 4 callbacks, and then I went on a job interview yesterday for a home infusion nurse job.
What time was your interview?
I would not trust this guy in my home.
It was scheduled for 10. I got there at around 9 in the morning. And then I think we actually had the interview at about 9:45.
How'd that go?
I mean, it was all good. They didn't have anything. They said that they'd probably be getting back to me by Tuesday or Thursday this coming week.
Get you back to work?
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like, it's a crappy world when, you know, you don't have any money, you can't do anything, so.
Financially, how's the nursing, what you did? I'm sorry, I just don't know that much. She knows a lot more about nursing. The nursing, how does it pay? How does it pay?
I mean, if you work your standard 3 12 hours a week, you get...
He has made the cardinal sin of getting interrogated by the police officers, and that is talking to them without talking to a lawyer. So you realize they said, oh, 9 o'clock, his family was already dead. They know that already. So they're like, okay, he didn't get there until 9, so that alibi automatically doesn't count towards him. It will not save him. So, like, oh my god, dude. Not to be like, oh, these guys can get away with it, but these guys are so stupid. Like, they're just so caught up within themselves. Every time I watch one of these videos, I'm like, they think they can get away with it, but they don't realize that talking to the cops, like, I think what happens is a lot of people think that it's probably just these two in the room, but in my opinion, that's not the case. There's fucking a group of 5 people watching this camera right now, just writing down everything he says, trying to find lies and things like that, unless these detectives are just fucking great at their job, which most of them are, but still, like, just cardinal sin, man. Do not talk to the cops. Do not get a fucking lawyer. Do that immediately, because you're gonna dig yourself into a hole that you can't get out of, and your ass in jail.
$5,000 a year. So I mean, it's not bad. I think my best year I made like 55,000.
55.
Because I rarely worked overtime.
Right.
You know, when I was just, because I had the whole plan of going to graduate school, so I was just kind of using it as a stepping stone to that time.
Just to pay the bills to get you where you gotta. Gotcha. And what you were going for, what does that pay?
Nurse anesthesia pays, I mean, base like about 150 up to 175.
Okay. High school, where'd you go?
I went to Timber Creek.
How were you raised?
High school and the first 2 years of college, I was A, B, C. You know, I was in honors in the major program for UCF. Girlfriends. I had, like, my high school sweetheart girlfriend for about 5 years. And then ever since then, no, like, official girlfriends, no flings or anything like that.
Dates here and there.
Dates occasionally, but I mean, not really. Kind of focused on like just getting through the life goals that I wanted to achieve.
What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I like to watch anime.
What is it? I'm sorry.
See, it's people like this. There are normal people out there that watch anime. I'm just gonna put that out there. There's normal people out there. I promise you. I know all we hear is bad things about anime watchers, but there are normal people out there. Matter of fact, anime is so big now. There's probably multiple people on your local high school football team that watch anime. They just don't want to admit it because of guys like this. They just ruin it for everybody, and it's fucking a damn shame.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what it is.
I mean,
I thought you said MMA. I'm like, okay, and then when you started explaining to it,
I mean, I guess
it, like, now.
It's animated. It's like cartoons, I guess you could say, but it's Japanese cartoons. It is in Japanese.
He sounds like every anime lover trying to explain what anime is. That is what every single person says. It's like, it's what do I like cartoons, but the Japanese, what do I? It's like, dude, just say, oh yeah, they're animated shows, usually from Japan, but they're animated shows. I mean, even cartoons are anime. They're animated shows. Like, just say that. Just be like, yeah, it's animated shows. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta fucking do. But everybody wants to be so pretentious and be like, what do I? The Japanese, you wouldn't understand. What? Just say it's an animated cartoon, man. Just say it's a cartoon, even. Just be like, yeah, it's a cartoon. Oh, okay.
Then they subtitle it. Yeah.
You speak Japanese?
I was gonna say, do you understand?
I don't. I understand a few words. We actually just went to me, my
Saucy
brother,
baka.
and one of my friends, or I guess friends from high school. We went to Japan.
In fact, how long have you been out of work?
I've been out of work for 6 months, since June.
How did you pay? That's a lot of money for to be out of work.
My brother.
Oh,
yeah. I think the only other game that
Blame it on the games.
was Fortnite, but then that was starting to get to
Any
like
Fortnite, anime,
Kids are all over
Call
it.
of Duty.
And
Okay, this
actually,
guy
during the
is
time that I was,
14 years old.
that I wasn't working as a nurse. I tried to do the whole Twitch streaming thing.
What is that?
I'm
sorry.
No.
We're kind of older. We have.
This guy is a 14-year-old. That is what this guy is. He's 14 years old. Twitch, anime, PlayStation, Call of Duty, Fortnite. That is a 14-year-old. He's a balding 14-year-old. He's a 30-year-old body, but he's 14-year-old in his head.
Cam, and then basically people are just watching you play whatever game you're going to say that you're playing.
Okay.
On virtual reality, it was primarily just Beat Saber. So it's like a rhythm-based game, like Guitar Hero.
Just Beat Saber? Just Beat Saber, huh? I don't know, buddy. I'm not too sure about that one. I don't think it was just Beat Saber. I don't think so, pal.
We really didn't get into too many other games, yeah, because we were kind of just focused on Beat Saber. But I think we
just focused on Beat Saber. Nothing else? Specific website? Huh? Specific website? No? None of that? Alright. I don't know if I trust that.
I downloaded a few other where it's just like you're going through like
I'm
a
not
world
sure
and
I
you can
trust
interact
this
with the
guy.
world or something like that.
Close with your brother Cody? Let's talk about Cody.
Oh yeah. Me and Cody.
Who's older, you or him?
He is. I'm the youngest one. I'm 29. He's 31. Okay. My oldest brother Jason is 35 or 36 now.
Talk about Cody.
I can't wait till I start leaning into this guy.
We decided to go to the
break him.
anesthesia school together. But a lot of people thought
Psychologically
it was weird
break him.
because we did everything together and because we were so close. But Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, a lot of people understand the bond of brothers. I mean,
yeah.
The true bond if you're close with your brother.
And, I mean, during, like, this whole time, I mean, kind of like with just a few examples I've given you, he'd take care of everything for
Always
me.
there for you.
Yeah.
Always there to support you.
Always there. Yeah, did everything together, connected at the hip.
Ever any issues really with him?
No, like I was saying, during this last 6 months, it had been a very trying time. He would like have his moments where he would get
mentioned the cam model. That's
extremely
embarrassing.
upset. Like,
yeah, I've been paying for a girl to show me
like,
her
yeah, he
butthole
never
on camera.
gets
Like what?
Violent, I guess you could
Why
say.
would anybody
but
mention
like,
that
at one point,
to
he got
another adult?
so upset that
That's
he like
something you
pushed
tell your
his cabinet
friends, and then
and
they
like
look at you and they
the
go,
wall. Yeah, I mean,
"Are you
at
fucking
least
kidding
with
me right now?"
He's always been like where
yeah, I pay for a
he's
girl
there
to
for me.
show
Like,
me her chocolate
whatever
starfish
it
on
takes,
camera.
regardless of
Nah, dude.
what's happening,
He's
I'm
not
gonna
telling
take care of it
anybody
for you.
that. They're gonna have to interrogate him to get it out.
My mom has,
It must have been a bizarre sight for the detectives to witness, when a man who had just allegedly shot his mother in the back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
she's always been it's kind of like Cody, she's always been the one that focused on me, and,
Were you the baby? You were truly the family baby?
for my mom.
What about Chief?
Yeah.
Okay.
For my mom.
Mom's favorite?
Yeah. You know, countless times my dad would like come up to me and he'd make like me feel like he'd try and use things and word things to make me feel guilty so that I would, you know, do everything that I can, like get a job.
Almost like a motivation.
Right. And he'd tell me time and time again that, you know, you're her favorite. I mean, she would do anything for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't need to hear that. I mean, that's not what would motivate me.
Sure.
But no, with Mom, I think we yelled at each other a grand total of like 3 or 4 times my whole life. Never any issues. I mean, it was always, like, if there was somebody that I could talk to and, like, Cody wasn't available, I'd always talk to my mom. I'd always let her know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, she would help me out through anything.
Okay. Tell me about Dad.
Dad,
What does he do?
Dad's a pharmacist. He works for CVS. He's been a pharmacist for, I think, 35 years or so.
This guy is a scumbag.
My dad was
He's a lying piece of shit.
like, angry, violent type person. Overbearing. You know, like baseball practice, it'd be like 4 or 5 hours, and he's hurling the ball as fast as an adult can, and we're like 7th to 8th grade trying to catch this stuff.
Okay.
Belittle you?
Look. Here's what I have to say about that. He's hurling the ball at me as fast as an adult can. We're in 7th and 8th grade. So you're like 14, 15 years old, okay? If you want to play baseball in high school, those dudes throw like 70, 80 miles an hour, okay? They probably throw faster than your dad. So he's probably just trying to prepare you for that. It's like, it reminds me of like when I was in middle school. I played hockey. I would do hockey camps with high schoolers, and at the time it sucked. But then by the time you get to high school, you're like, oh, yeah, no, I've been through this before. It's not a big deal, you know, and it makes you better. To me, that sounds like he was just trying to make him better. Now, do I not think that his dad was an abusive piece of shit? No, he probably was. You don't do shit like this unless you don't have a good family life, you know, or you're a psychopath, which he doesn't seem like a psychopath. He's probably a sociopath, but yeah, no, you're not doing that. And like the baseball thing, it's like, yeah, my dad's abusive. He used to play catch with me and throw the ball hard. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? What are you fucking talking about? Jesus, man.
He would belittle me when I was younger. The problem, I guess, was that I was always like the jokester, the one that could calm everybody down, make everybody smile. If it was a heated situation, I could say a joke or something and then make everybody kind of move past it. And I was just in the point where it's like, you know, I'm hearing, you know, all this stuff from Dad. I'm seeing how much Cody's helping me. You know, Mom's stressed out with her job. And it's like, I'm not doing anything.
When was the last time your dad put his hands on you?
The last time my dad put his hands on me would be, I'd say, kind of the middle of December of 2018.
Untruthful,
It's
liar,
because,
and the detectives know. Once
you know,
again,
with
part 2,
all
where you don't
the
talk
money
to
that
the
has been
cops
getting
because they
spent,
know.
and
They fucking know
Just
shit.
to be clear, the
They
cam
know
model has not
shit.
yet been brought up.
They know shit. They know shit that you think they don't, that they do. The second you get put in an interrogation room, you say, I plead the fifth, I need to talk to my lawyer, and they are not allowed to talk to you. And, people are always like, well, that makes you look suspicious. Yeah, but if you know you're guilty, don't dig yourself further into a hole. If you know you're guilty, don't admit to the crime accidentally. Like, what, dude? Just, you have a much better chance of getting proven not guilty by not saying anything. It's one of those things where if you're not guilty, right, go ahead and talk to the cops. I've seen a video of a dude where he's innocent and he talks to the cops and he gets proven innocent in court. But like, if you're getting arrested, you're going to court either way. Do not talk yourself into a hole. Like, it's so fundamental. Like, you learn this in like fucking middle school and people just don't get it. And they just think they're smarter than a group of like 10 of the smartest, most, like, these guys. This is what they do every fucking day. Every day they are picking apart crimes, finding mishaps, and proving people guilty. That's the job of a detective. You're not going to outsmart that guy. You're not going to do it. It's just mind-blowing to me that people think they can.
The money being spent in this context would simply be his living expenses.
I guess just the mix of everything that I've been saying, just kind of boiling up in him. And the fact that to him, it seemed like I wasn't concerned about it. So, and then plus I was, I wasn't acting like myself with the jovialness and, all that kind of stuff. My father chose to admit me to like a depression or an addiction clinic or something like that in Fort Lauderdale called Cornerstone.
When was that?
That was December 22nd.
Okay.
Until I think January 4th.
Did you agree to go?
I didn't, but they said that, this was your only...
Who said?
My dad.
Okay.
And that was in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes. Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale,
Did your mom agree with it?
My mom and my brother both agreed, but it was my dad who was like the iron fist, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, he can't...
Why did he say you needed to go? What was his reasoning?
Because with the way that I was acting, he didn't see that I was doing anything for like the positive. And a lot of it just came back to money with him. He would like allow me to... I love the way he says that. What a fucking geezer, man. He's like, yeah, this boomer, all he cares about is money. Yeah, dude, you spent $250,000 of his. Of course he cares about money. That's a lot. Like, if you just spent like $50, I spent like $20 on my mom's credit card on Clash of Clans once, and I was like, I'm sorry. And she was like, it's okay. Not a big deal. You spent $250,000 for some girl to shake her cleavage in a camera, dude. Like, what are you talking about, man? To spend money that he had. Of course it was about the money. Of course it was. Credit card or something like that. He only cares about his money. It's like then whenever I did, it was like a huge problem.
Okay, so you had one of his credit cards.
Yeah.
And what were you buying with it?
Well, what I was doing is over the past 4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Who's she?
She's as embarrassing as it is. She's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do either of you guys know what that is?
Nope. Just like all the videos, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Mm-hmm. It is nothing like a virtual girlfriend, man. Calling a cam model a virtual girlfriend is the same thing as like a server being nice to somebody because it's their job, and then your dad being like, he totally wants me. No, dude. It's not a virtual girlfriend. It's a woman who is working, and that is her job. She does not know who you are. She does not care to know who you are. All she cares about is you sending her $275,000. Like, thinking of a cam model as a virtual girlfriend is the most incel shit I've ever heard of in my life. If any of you ever think a cam model is a virtual girlfriend, you need to be castrated and locked up in prison, because that is not how that works. That is a woman working. She doesn't give a shit about you. She has no connection to you. So if you're building a connection to her, that's a you issue. She is not your girlfriend.
Okay, where's she at?
She lives.
I never thought of that. I never thought of people having parasocial relationships with like porn models. I guess that is kind of what OnlyFans that happens a lot, I think. Like, it happens with a lot of people, actually. Like, Pokimane, I know a lot of people are like, oh, notice me. It's like, dude, she's working. She doesn't care. She doesn't know who you are. Nor does she ever fucking give a shit to know who you are. She's just making her fucking bread, man. And then these dudes are just like, yeah, just fucking gooning on them. Oh, dude, it's so weird.
Bulgaria.
Where's that?
Bulgaria.
Over in Europe. It's like outside of Germany.
Okay.
Nowhere near Germany.
No. Okay.
Where is Bulgaria?
So what would you give her
I'm
money?
an American. I don't know shit. Hold on.
For like time online with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was just like that type of thing.
And what did she charge?
Bulgaria.
$600 for like 5,000 or something tokens,
Okay, it's
something like
north
that.
of Greece.
So digital currency for that.
So you do that, and when did you meet her?
I met her at the beginning of July. Yeah, at the very beginning of July.
Okay, and still talking to her?
Still, yeah. I mean, more just on like Twitter, like just through direct messaging. Again, cell phone service doesn't work, so it's like I can't use.
That's another red flag, man. How did you not pick this shit out? Your form of conversation is Twitter. Okay, I met my girlfriend on Instagram, so I don't really have much room to talk, but Twitter is not the place to be meeting or talking to anybody. You should know that your relationship is fake if you're talking to them on Twitter. 90% of people on there, I'm pretty sure, are fake anyway. Like, I just go on Twitter and I'm like, these aren't real people. It's like the, what's that thing? It was like the dark internet theory or something like that, where they're saying that like half the internet is just AI generated shit. That is like 99% of Twitter users. The rest of them are real, but 99% of Twitter users are just robots. They don't know what they're doing, nor do they have feelings.
How much do you think you spent on this? Because it seems kind of pricey.
Yeah, probably close to like $200,000.
Bro! Bro!
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
Did they know where the money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model. I was saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, like advertising, like putting my name out there and that type of thing.
Advertising for Twitch costs $200,000. Yeah, fucking right, man. Like, if there's any parents watching this, you can stream on Twitch with a $50 webcam, a $20 microphone, and a fucking PlayStation. That is like $400. It should never cost $200,000. You could buy the most expensive PC in the world and it would not cost $200,000. You could advertise for like $500. That will take a long time to add up to $200,000. No person is ever spending $200,000 to fucking advertise on Twitch, dude.
So I guess
What?
to like bring it all back with why I was.
And also, if you have to try on Twitch that hard, you probably don't have a personality or are any good at any video games, and that's why people aren't watching you. So you shouldn't be fucking spending $200,000 anyway. There are plenty of easier ways to organically grow a Twitch page, like making YouTube videos. That's completely free. All it takes is time.
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad. And so then I was there. You know, I spoke to like the therapist and psychiatrist and all that stuff. I didn't need any medications for anything. They had analyzed it as, this is an isolated event. You've been out of work. You have this.
Yo, why does this guy kind of look like Alien Romulus? Dude, that's literally him. That is literally him. You can't convince me otherwise. These are the same people. He acts like one too. He's a predator. He's a piece of shit.
Getting arrested.
He's a dirty piece of shit. The whole getting arrested thing. No big deal. No big deal.
They had signed me up, I think, to be there for 60 days, but then I was only there until January 4th. So
who paid for that?
My brother, Cody.
What was the cost of that? You know,
$15,000.
So their final diagnosis of you was what?
That's sad, dude. Rehab costs so much money. It's like those people are just trying to get better, man.
I told them all about like my living situation and how it had been stressful, and then it got better,
shame.
and now it's just stressful again. But they had all just said that it was just this isolated event.
Situational PTSD from.
Right. When I got back, that's where my dad started to get really kind of overbearing, and I mean rightfully so. I know what I did, but It's like with him, it was every single day, hours a day, hours a day. He'd come home.
Nice little voice crack for the boys.
Talk to me just about the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over again.
When was the last time that you and your dad did have, you know, a heated conversation?
It would be Thursday, because one of his rules was that I wasn't allowed to talk to the woman anymore.
2 days ago, day of murders.
One of his rules was that I wasn't allowed to talk to the woman anymore that I had been talking to. But I guess you could say behind the scenes.
That too. They know when he killed these people, and they're like, when was the last time you talked to them? 2 days ago, the day they got killed. Bro, you're just putting yourself at the crime scene. They're like, yep, you saw your dad the day he got killed. So that's kind of weird, isn't it? That's what they're going to bring up.
My mom would let me talk to her through her cell phone using Twitter. So yeah, anyways, on Thursday, he had apparently found out that I was speaking to her again. You know, it wasn't really my intention to continue talking to this woman, but it just kind of happened. And then because there was like that emotional connection, I guess you could say, between her and me, like
there was no emotional connection, bro. She did not give a shit. She just saw you as a sugar daddy dog. These fucking losers, man. Like, there was something there.
With your mom.
No, there wasn't.
Correct. Yeah.
You just gave her $200,000, bro. She doesn't give a fuck.
He worked until, I think he had to go in early that day, because he had to start like doing overtime or something like that. And he normally works though from like 5 or 6 in the morning to, I think he gets home between like 5:30 and 6 at night or something like that.
What time did you get home that day?
He got home at like 5:30, and then he came in and then he asked me in a calmer state, I guess you could say, like basically the leading question of, you know, why do you think we're about to have this conversation? Giving me, I guess, that opportunity to be honest and truthful, to maybe tone it down a little bit. I, of course, did what I always did, where I kind of didn't admit to it. And then
he's admitting to lying now in front of the cops.
Yeah.
Have an argument?
Yeah. He kind of, you know, pulled me up from the couch, and then he was yelling at me to pack my shit up and just get out of the house. That he was the one who had to be the hammer, and that, you know, why am I making him have to go through this, and all this other kind of stuff.
Okay.
I had my argument, and then I'm packing my stuff. I'm, you know, taking it out to the car. It took me like a couple hours to get as much as I could, just kind of out into there. So I left. And then.
What time do you think you left about?
Oh, God. 9 or 9:30 or so.
He goes on to state that he met up with his brother soon after on the side of the road.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was basically that he was brought up to speed, you know, and that he would take care of it.
He was brought up to speed by what?
This is Grant attempting to frame his brother for a double murder-suicide. You will see this quote brought up repeatedly from this point forward.
What a scumbag, dude. What a fucking piece of shit.
Who brought him up to speed?
My mom.
Frame the dead guy. Always blame the dead guy.
Right.
Do you think that's why Cody left work?
According to Grant, Cody had left work a few hours early to meet up with him on the side of the road. Cody had indeed left work early, yet it wasn't to meet up with Grant. It was later proven that while Margaret Amato was sitting at the computer sipping on a glass of red wine, Grant shot her in the back of the head. He then lay in wait for his father to return to the house, then shot him twice in the head as he entered the kitchen. Cody then received a text from his father's number, asking him to come home urgently. Forensics believed that he was very likely pleading for his life soon after he entered the front door. He was found by police with a gunshot wound to the face, lying in the fetal position. His credit card was stolen, with a purchase made to a campsite for $600 and estimated 30 minutes later.
I mean, in my mind, I was thinking,
scumbag,
okay, I work early like three times already this week, so I was like
10-15 minutes you talk to Cody.
Right.
You have a conversation, and he leaves to go home.
Right.
And you leave to go where?
And then I stay in that general area just so that if anything happens, somebody like knows where I am. Yeah, I mean, I was staying in that general area, and then I decided to go
to Publix.
He just referred to the Publix supermarket parking lot. This is where he used the free Wi-Fi to log on to the campsite with his dead brother's credit card.
Dude, this guy, man, he just doesn't fucking get it, dude. He's just digging himself deeper and deeper into a hole. Like, come on, man. Really putting the story together for them. You're putting it together for them. Like, come on, dude.
I stayed there until like.
This guy's a fucking goober. He's fucking stupid.
Slept there last night? Talked to anybody?
I messaged the girl that I'd been talking to on Twitter.
Yeah. On Twitter, so you have to pay for it.
Right.
Did she respond back to you?
I think once.
The discussion is then brought back to his last meeting with Cody.
And then, when you left Cody, what did he say he was going to go do?
Cody said that he will take care of it.
Take care of what?
Just the situation that was at hand with whatever he had been updated with from my mom.
Did he tell you what he was updated?
He had told me the reason why, like, I'd been kicked out. But he really didn't give me that much dialogue, like, about that situation. You know, he was miffed a little bit because, you know, he had just gotten off work and now he has to go deal with this.
But what was your demeanor? Like, what did Cody see you as? Like, were you
like scared?
Upset?
Yeah, I was scared because, I mean, like I said, it's the first time that I had been out of the house.
We've come and talked to you.
Okay.
You rode up here voluntarily with us to talk to us.
The detective will now initiate the first confrontation.
Yep, here we go. They're turning up the heat.
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point because, you know, it's, I mean, I know, like, how the situation was when I left.
You're now about to see the lead interrogator's attempt at getting Grant to confess, in a manner so blatantly obvious that the suspect immediately sees through it.
As a child, we're told the truth always is the best thing to do, correct?
Correct.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
And accidents happen, and things in the heat of the moment, things happen.
I just realized you guys can't see half of this.
Hadn't happened, but I do it myself sometimes. My kids will make me so aggravated, I'll snap at them and then walk away and say, wow, I wish I would not have done that. That was not very adult of me to snap at my child for something. Yes, they're wrong, but I should be the adult and not snap at them.
Right.
Tell me what you think, because I can tell I've done this for a long, long time, and I read people, the way they act, and the way they talk to me, and the way they answer questions. There's something you want to tell us. I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your body language, and just the way you act. Now's the time. Now's the time. If there's something you want to get off your chest and give us an explanation of what's bothering you, now is the exact time to do it. And I'm giving that opportunity right now to tell me something you want to get off your chest. It's there. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your eyes.
You kept out about that night.
You're upset about it. You've been that since we've talked to you. I can see there's something been bothering you. Even though I don't know you from Adam's house, can't you see things in people that something's really bothering this guy? It's not that.
It'd be so funny. He's like, I've been doing this a long time. It's like his first day on the job, and he's just completely botched this confession attempt, and they're like, this motherfucker.
What is all transpiring from this?
I think at this point right now, to be honest with you, Grant, you know what it is. It's in your eyes. Your eyes is the view to your soul.
That's a fucking ghost. That dude right there is a ghoul who just murdered his entire family. No wonder this guy had to pay for some girl to shake her tatas for him.
And
what the hell was that monkey, bro? Why did they put that monkey in there?
It's in your eyes. Your eyes is
holy shit. What a scary looking dude.
And
wow.
It sounds stupid, and people don't believe it. Like I told you out there in the car, did I not tell you? You may not like what I say, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth every time, because I can walk in front of anybody in God and say, I don't care. I told him the truth.
And we usually know answers before we ask it.
Me and Eva knew everything before we asked you the questions. Now's the time to come to Jesus, be honest, because you're holding something back. I can see it in your eyes. People don't believe that the police will help you, but we are actually here to help you with issues you may have. I think something happened, and
they say that, and then you confess, and then they lock you in jail for 10 years.
Get it off your chest. And I really wish you would, because it will make you feel better in the end.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about the night or, you know, the periods of time afterwards.
There's only one opportunity to make that good impression. And two, if we've done something we shouldn't have done, you fess up it. You caught your hand in a cookie jar.
Detective Dan's approach here is so incredibly outdated and predictable that it actually seems to boost the suspect's confidence. It's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. He'll begin stumbling over his own words while simultaneously mixing up his analogies, which never made a great deal of sense to begin with.
You do it.
Yeah, the interrogator is kind of fumbling the bag on this one.
Happened at the house that you didn't tell us, that you've left out, or we haven't asked you, that would be of importance? Or during the time that you drove around for those few hours? Did you ever really go back to the house that you haven't told us about?
You'll also notice the female detective interject with something useful every now and then, but unfortunately she's not
something
the one
that
leading
helps.
this interrogation.
Not
that
hers.
would be the detective who
Every
keeps
once
bringing
in a
up
while.
Jesus to a guy who just murdered his family to
Yeah,
go jerk
literally.
off in a parking lot to a Bulgarian cam model.
I know things that you don't know. And
Some guy
honestly,
jerking off in a parking lot to some
the
Bulgarian cam
things
model.
I could do for you, to be honest. I can't deal with someone who lies to me,
Right.
but I'll deal with someone.
Yeah, this
and
guy,
help them
it doesn't
till
make
the
sense.
end.
I was thinking that too
No
when
matter
he's
what,
like,
believe it or not, that's just me.
oh,
She'll
come
tell
to
you,
God. This
I'm
dude just
very-
murdered
it-
his
what is it?
entire family.
I'm going
You
to be
think
honest
that's
with
going to
you.
get through to
I'm
him?
going
No,
to say,
dude.
if I can do something that can help you, I'm going to help you, because every one of us make mistakes and do things we shouldn't have done in the heat of the moment to protect ourselves or to protect somebody else. It happens. Now's the time. Now is the time
So what do you think
to be
happened?
honest.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I know better. Listen to me. I know better. I can help you, Grant, with honesty. I can help you with honesty.
We think something else happened before you left the home, that you're either afraid of or embarrassed to talk about. But we need to know exactly what happened, because like Danny said, we can place you there at certain times. And so we need to know what happened before you left that house, because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly, I don't have anything else that I can really say.
It sounds
I don't
much
know.
Do you
more
even know why
defensive,
law
much less
enforcement got involved?
confident.
Like what brought us to that home?
No.
Once you start telling me something that's truthful that I know, then we're going to have a conversation of exactly what happened.
I mean, you're a smart guy. You know something's happened at your home. You have law enforcement here. You haven't heard or gotten any
Well,
emails
I
from
mean,
your family.
I'm just scared as to what the answer is.
Well, you need to help yourself by filling in the blanks of what happened that night so we can give you the answer. Did anything more happen with you and your father besides him grabbing you up from the couch and yelling at you and kicking you out? Anything at all? Did he harm you, hit you,
No.
draw any weapons on you?
No. He didn't do anything like that.
This dude's like, fuck. Just confess, man. It's been 2.5 hours. It's like, bro, it just got started, homie. The party just got started, son.
I mean, he was just yelling. This is the time to come to Jesus, to be honest.
Bro,
because you know
that's
more
not gonna
about
work.
your eyes,
We've tried that already.
Exactly.
Come on, dude.
You are hurting.
I feel like I could do a
get
better
it.
job than
Brother,
this
I
guy.
get it. You're hurting.
And this is the
You're
only
scared.
time we can help you.
Because once we get to a certain point, there's nothing I can do. It's in the hands of who has it. Nothing I can do. Honesty is always the best policy. You get caught stealing a car, you admit to it, I did it, how can I get help? What can be done to help me? And let me tell you the rest of my story. You're holding
And if
back.
something happened that you were defending yourself, then we need to know that. If you were protecting yourself because you were in fear, then that makes sense. But we need to know exactly what happened for you to protect yourself.
You can't minimize this. Once, a wise man told me one time, once a bomb goes off, you can't defuse it.
The detective's wise man friend was clearly a specialist in nuclear fusion, yet most people would already comprehend that a bomb can no longer be defused once it has exploded.
You can't. That's already out there.
I love how
Now,
fucking
like I said,
JCS is just roasting this guy, man.
To minimize the injuries I have. And we're giving you that opportunity. I want to give you the opportunity. I don't think you're a bad guy at all. I really don't.
The male detective will now for some reason focus on Grant's flaws and the overwhelming embarrassment of the cam girl situation, which is basically the exact opposite of what he should be doing. He seems to get confused about what he's trying to achieve here. He carries a sympathetic tone while essentially roasting the ever-loving shit out of the suspect.
I think you're going through a very stressful and emotional time right now with being out of work and just dealing with all the problems with the arrest. You're probably not used to depending on somebody to pay all your bills. So now you have to do mom and dad or have to give you money. Cody's having to give you money. And there's a significant debt to people. $200,000, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, mortgage, yeah, I get it, or something like that, or a medical bill for my child, yeah, I get it. But talking to some girl, you know, in Bulgaria, you know, you hit it right on the head. You were embarrassed about it, and you have nothing to be embarrassed about. Here it is, man. I want to help you. She want to help you. You gotta come to me with the truth now, because I already know the truth.
There's a reason you didn't go back to the house. There's a reason why you haven't tried to reach out. I mean, it's odd you haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's words that like I can't think of to even say. Like I don't know how to even say the words.
Well, give me a roundabout what you're thinking.
That somebody in my family's dead.
And how does that make you feel if you're thinking that?
I have absolutely no ability to comprehend the words, because like I said, I've been there for my whole entire life, and even though there's been struggles and everything like that, there has never been any issue.
Most people would probably be crying if they found out one of their family members was dead and freaking the fuck out.
Like happened Thursday. Never for you. I believe you 100%. I believe it's never been like that. But something happened Thursday, unlike anything you've ever experienced in 29 years of your life. Never.
And maybe you felt that was rock bottom for you. You were getting kicked out of the house. Your father gave you an ultimatum. I mean, that's...
The female detective will now carry out what the male detective was probably trying to do a few minutes ago. She will afford him justifications for the crime, making the gravity of admission less intimidating.
You know, you're already dealing with the debt, and, you know, now you have to stop talking to this girl, and now you're being kicked out of the home. I mean, I can understand how you would feel. I mean, that you'd want to lash out, or, you know, if something happened, you'd want to defend yourself.
Sure, absolutely.
But we need to know what happened.
I mean, I can tell that you guys are, like, leading me into a certain way of what...
The only thing we're leading you to is wanting to get the truth from you. Not trying to make you say something that's not true, that's not accurate. The truth. The end. That's it. That's all we want is the absolute truth.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about what transpired during the nighttime.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine?
Yeah.
And when you left Cody?
Everything was fine.
Well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. So law enforcement goes over there, and can you tell us what we found?
No, the only thing that
what
I was...
What a bad time for a fucking phone notification.
That there was a shooting.
Between whom?
I don't know. Between Cody and
Lock him
my
up.
dad.
Lock him up. They got him.
And why would you think that?
To protect me, or to help me, or to do something with me.
So you're telling me you did not shoot Cody,
no.
Your father, or your mother?
No. I mean, I don't know, like, what more I can say.
Well, when law enforcement arrived, that's what they found.
Oh my God.
So you're the only outstanding child.
Typical.
You're the one that's been having problems with your dad. You're the one that we haven't been able to find for 2 days. Do you understand now why we would be questioning you about this?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't...
Dude,
like,
mute the
I mean,
fucking phone.
Saying, like, all, like, I don't know the way to... I don't know, like, what to even say.
So if anything happened in the home, you believe it would be Cody and him?
Yes, because I don't have...
Stumbling over his words like a fucking monkey.
We know.
I don't know what happened.
Cody didn't shoot your dad. We know Cody didn't shoot your mom. We know Cody didn't shoot himself. There's something...
And you still haven't asked us the condition of them or anything.
That's because I mean, I don't know.
Exactly,
what the
dude.
normal
Like, that's what I was saying
proceedings are.
earlier.
I
If
mean,
you
I
find,
know
if you think your family's dead, you're gonna be freaking out unless you did it.
You understand everything.
It's like Chris Watts. You ever watch that one? Jeez.
Of what our responsibilities are.
And we don't believe you're being honest. We feel that you are leaving something out about what happened in that home. And the evidence tells us what happened in the home. But you need to fill in the blanks.
The suspect's composure was finally starting to slip. This was the perfect moment to draw out the silence to see how he'd respond to the pressure.
Here's my hand for honesty. I am an honest guy. I'm going to be honest. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to be honest to the very last day that I deal with you. And then when this investigation continues, I'll go on to the next person and be honest with them. I can only do so much with honesty. Honesty.
So what are you not telling us? What happened at that home that you know? Did you leave the house with your brother Cody looking like that? Or did you leave the house with your father looking like that? Or your mother? Is that how you left your family?
No.
Turn up the fucking heat on them.
Nobody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family?
They are fucking, they just went 0 to 100.
Or something else happened, we need to know now.
The female detective does an excellent job at affording him the option to admit to a lesser infraction, which in this case is self-defense. She provides the option while simultaneously building pressure. It's a textbook maneuver, and she does it very well.
To help you. So tell us what happened, Grant.
Did you kill your family?
We're here to listen to you.
Grant, we need the truth. We're here to
We need the
make
truth.
this right.
Like, sort of, that's what my parents did when I fucking, like, stole the cookies as a kid. They're just like,
Did your father go after you?
did you
to try
steal
to
the
protect
cookies?
yourself?
Huh?
No,
Huh?
I didn't do any of this.
Hey, I know. Video surveillance tells me everything that happened this night. I'm telling you. Of people that you'd be surprised who in your neighborhood has video. And I know that there's only 4 people at this house during this time.
This reminds me of one that I saw where this guy was not guilty and they were like, we have video. And he was like, good. Because I didn't do it. So I'm glad you have the video. And they were like, you need to admit, we have the video. And he's like, good.
3, 4. Tell me. You got to tell me, man. You got to tell me. Get over that hoop. The video, if you're sitting there saying,
Is that David Goggins?
And video shows something else, guess what? Big problem. Because it will wind up later on that you can't get any help from anybody. A lot of this, what people make decisions on is honesty. Was somebody honest? Didn't fire a gun. None of them did. Cody did not go home.
Or did your father point a gun at you?
No, there's nothing else that I can say.
Your emotions, your demeanor, your body language, your eyes tell me everything I need to see about you. You want to tell me in the worst way. You want to get this pain off your chest. Do it.
I mean, there's just nothing else that I can say.
So your dad had told you in the past before that
He's already dug himself too deep, man.
For what reason?
For if I basically did anything related to this, again, costing him a lot of money.
And Cody knew about that.
Right.
So when did you learn that your family was dead?
I had been worried since last night when I was just in the hotel, but I knew when you guys told me.
Kinda smart.
Like I knew when you
Kinda
guys told
smart.
me.
She tried to fucking make him slip up.
You already said, you know.
At any point, did you feel like you needed to reach out to Cody and see if he was okay, or?
I just didn't want to call anywhere. I just didn't want to know.
We understand your father was abusive, and we understand that he was the asshole. And if he threatened you, that he was going to kill you when you came back, you were probably in fear, were you not? So did your brother come home to try and defend you?
They're getting his ass. They're getting him.
Fight happened, and you got so scared that you left?
This version of events would obviously clear Grant of any wrongdoing. The detective is hoping he takes the bait so that he changes his story, and can then be placed under arrest for lying to police.
No, I mean, I had left when I had said that I had left.
I just don't know where else to go to get you to come around, because it does not make any logistical sense of what you're telling us. It doesn't. If these two got in the shooting, we would know. We would know they shot each other. We'd know that.
But why Mom?
Things just got so bad and out of hand, like never it's been before in your life. Never been even before in your life or your family's life. He's pissed. His future, his retirement, his plans are being upset by you because of the financial cost. I would almost bet this is just a horrible, bad incident that on any other day would happen. But you and me both know, as does she, what happened that night.
I don't have the answer for anything else.
Okay. This is the last time before I'm gonna walk out and then I'm done. And I'm done for good. When I'm done, I'm done.
I don't have anything else that I can say.
Doing the fucking throwing a tantrum.
Do you not feel bad for doing this to you?
Damn it!
I mean,
I'm sick of you dirty dog.
For everything, and I've been trying to move forward into a positive direction. And then every day I'm reminded of all the trouble that I had caused. And then I keep being told the same thing over and over again, but there's nothing that I can do to change it.
Do you regret doing this to each one of your family members?
I didn't do that to each one of them.
Oh, it's hard as a rock, man.
Here, you sit in my seat for a minute.
Sit in my
Sit
feet.
in my seat. Get out of here. Sit right here. Come here. Sit right here. Get out of that seat. Sit right there for me.
Trying to
The
corner.
suspect still isn't sitting in his seat.
Two things that happened here today.
And JCS does not like this interrogator, man. He's been on
You're
his
a guy
ass
who
the
knows
whole
no
time.
And we're going to give you one of two things based on you. You can have a life preserver to keep from drowning, or you get the boat anchor. And it's which one do you want? Because we will give you whichever one you ask for. The life preserver, the boat anchor.
I want the life preserver that I've said everything that I can.
You want it, and I believe you do, but you have not said everything you can say. But there will be a time where you ask for that life preserver. I can't give it to you. I can't. Once I cross a line I gotta step over, can't do it. Won't do it. Think about that. I want to talk to her for a minute. Think about the last life preserver I can give.
She's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Take a
She's
few minutes just to
fucking
reflect on it. And
not
come back to you in
having
a couple
fun with
minutes,
this guy.
and then we'll go from there. And what happened?
She probably could have done it herself.
Fair enough. You alright, Graham? You okay? Need some food, some water? You good to stay for a while longer? You okay?
I mean, I just don't have anything more that I can say. I don't know
Okay.
what the next.
I'm not keeping you. If you want to stay, well, I'll talk to you till whatever, till you're happy with everything and you're okay. You're not detained. You're not being kept here. Don't want to be here. You don't have to be.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Okay. Give me a minute. We'll get you out of here. What we'll do is we'll get you up somewhere. I'll give you my card, my phone number. If you want to talk to me, you're more than welcome to call me.
Don't let that guy fucking tell him that. Let the girl do it, man. That guy's being an asshole. He's been annoying as fuck.
I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Like, what am I allowed to do?
Live your life. Hey man, we're right there at it. Jason's here. It's going to be a few more minutes. What I need to do is just for our investigation, get some pictures of you. We're going to collect your clothing. As soon as that's done, we'll get Jason here to talk to you. All right.
Wait a minute. Is this another brother?
Alright, so I take it you know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you plain out, you are not part of it anyway.
No.
When's the last time you saw everybody?
I left the house between midnight.
I see he gets the bad genes of the hair.
I want to believe you, Grant, but you're the last person that I could put in that house. And I know what happened over the last 6 months. Who else can I blame? How are we going to find out who did this?
I don't know. I don't have the answers.
The shit you did, you could have been in jail. you would have been in jail for years. And they covered it up for you. I'm scared for you, and I'm scared for myself, and I don't feel comfortable with you being around me alone. I'm sorry. I could take you physically, but if you have a knife or know where a gun is, I'm fucked. I need you to be honest with me, man. I need to have closure.
Fuck, dude, that's gotta be so heavy, dude.
Access to be able to contact the
Oh, that dude. If this is like the lone brother survivor, that's so sad. Poor fucking guy.
The whole emotional thing. I mean, that's all
Okay,
that I can say.
so are you saying that you love the woman?
I feel like I did, yeah.
Okay, you feel like you did, so you don't feel that way now?
Well, I mean, now it's pretty much, you know, I mean, it's not what it used to be, is all I can say.
Because she's aware of what
Things
has
just aren't the
happened
way
in the
they
last
used to be
several
ever
months.
since Dad died
In
and
her
his credit
brain.
card ran out of money.
Yeah, because you can't carry that persona that you carried before. I do love you, though. Just remember that. Just like Mom, Cody, and Dad loved you. Nobody loved you any more or any less.
God damn, they're keeping him in there for a long time. That was like an
Anything else you
hour.
need to talk about before we let you go? Because now's your time. You know that. Like Danny said, once you're out of here, there's no coming back from this. We're giving you every opportunity to tell us what happened in that home that you have not told us. So you're aware that when you leave here, you're not going to have any chance to redeem yourself and tell us the truth after the fact.
I understand.
And you're okay with that. You can live with yourself knowing that you're not going to tell us the truth.
I've said what I can say.
Okay.
Damn, what the fuck? Dude, this dude's put in a full fucking day.
Question for you real quick. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt anybody else. No suicidal thoughts. Okay, come on, bud.
Grant was arrested 9 hours later at his hotel. His trial began on August 12, 2019.
Grant Amato was so obsessed with this woman. You're going to see from the evidence in this case, at 2:53 a.m. on January 25th, after leaving the house that contained the 3 dead bodies of his family, the defendant goes to a nearby Publix parking lot, logs onto their Wi-Fi, and uses his dead brother's USA checking account to pay $599.99
Jesus, dude, that's so
to get on
crazy,
the
man.
facility's website
Fuck.
at 3:02 in the morning. That's what this case is about. It's about his blind obsession with this woman.
Obsession.
The end.
I wonder what the
of
hell she
world
thinks about this. Like, if she'll
as
see
he
this
wanted
shit and be like,
to
what the fuck?
Because of his family and his absolute contempt for those that he held responsible.
Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
Grant Amato was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility
Jeez.
of parole.
Life in prison. Damn, that was fucking crazy, dude. Spent so much money, dude. My God, and that poor singular brother, just fucking dunzo. He is just gone, man. That is a sad story. Story to tell for the ages. Anyways, probably gonna wrap it up for the night. I hope everybody had a good time. It was a good stream. I'll see you guys later. Peace.